Hello, collective. Happy Tuesday, October 1st. Yeah, there's new infrastructures for today's date. The letters, new infrastructures. That's anything large assembled to assist your community. So like railways, roadways, things like that. So there's some change going on with infrastructures. There's a corroborated counteroffer. Yeah, this has been corroborated, this counter offer. Burn counterfeit celebration. Some kind of celebration was burned, and it was kind of a fake one anyway, but it's burned for today's letters. Disturbed a discreet desecration. Yeah, I like this one. Something was disturbed. It was this discreet desecration. Yeah. Craters of an asteroid announced on Earth. Yeah. So we get craters from today because I have a C now in October, but they find it on an asteroid and it's kind of announced. So some kind of craters. Destiny had a curfew. Yes, it did. Destiny had a curfew. A dictate to crisis is destroyed. Yeah, we don't have to take orders from a dictate that crisis was always on the agenda. It's been destroyed. No, we don't live in crisis. We live in peace. The sun and me, two to beat. Yeah, the sun and me, it's the two to beat. Yeah, who would have thought, collective? Who would have thought you would have got the highest vibration from the sun? Lord God Jesus, please may I. Yeah, that's what you ask for, right? The highest vibration from those planets out there, and they're going to give you some wisdom. So the chart looks good. There's these reputable ones that fight in secret still. There's these reputable people up here. They're very reputable. It's 10th house, and they fight. They go down here to Mars. They fight regarding a home's possessions, maybe. But it's all done in secret because see, Venus is still in Scorpio tonight. So they're doing, it's a pretty reputable fight, you would say, on behalf of some possessions. And I believe that that's a collective grand trine because your ops had hoped that you wouldn't be here and the possessions would be there. See, the other one is this slow and steady change. Yeah, the secret family, 12th house. There's some kind of slow and steady change because it's Pluto and because it's Capricorn. Capricorn are the climbers, the mountain climbers. So this was a very slow and steady transformation of this secret family, and it affected the children in the legacy, you could say, the active people in the legacy, the females in the legacy, but it was supposed to bring some kind of balance, and collective was at least, verbal enough or dedicated enough to help the planets achieve that grand trine. And then you still see all this karma. See, there's all these this war with an active participant and the thoughts and plans. It was whoever was in charge of this war over this property of this home, the possessions of a home, whoever they tried to enroll in this plan of just, let's keep the spoils for us. Whoever was involved in that, their thoughts and plans, that gets karma tonight. Because there was no equality in it. There's no equality. I mean, 5 is the house of legacy. It's the house of children, and they narrowed it down to who they wanted in their elite group. This is who can only have these things. And the universe didn't like that. Yeah. And then over here, Jupiter, it says, dude, I can't expand this twin that you want. So we had this group, religious group, and the high-ranking people of society helping them to try and expand this person that looks like you. And they're like, we're not gonna expand that. So I like how the planets are kind of locked in. We still have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto in retrograde. So that's 4 big planets out there, but they're all locked in retrograde. Like, we're not gonna let this slide. We gave you plenty of time. We let nature take its course, and yet no behavior has been modified. None. The only behavior modified is you, collective. You were willing to say, okay, I will die to gain, and whether you believe in Christ or not, that is kind of the path when you start reading scripture is, oh, if I die to these things, then I'm actually gaining. It's kind of like weird to think like that, but you see it almost immediately, the results of that. Like if I just let that go, there's a reward. Because he ultimately just wants like this straight line of communication, the Father and you. He just wants that. And so these other things get in the way. And so the more you die, the stronger that signal is, because we're all still, trying to purify our hearts and, be pure of heart. And to submit yourself to his will, that's hard. That's not an easy thing to do. When these other things you've almost established, well, these things need me. Like it's a two-way street for these things that, you let go of because, oh no, they need me. That's what you've convinced yourself of. No, not really. You'd be surprised what you can let go of. That really wasn't a true relationship at all, So ancestors, please be here for this reading. I love you. Thank you for every download you give me. And Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, please be here. And then I've got Mary. That your son, Mary, may hear our prayers, wipe our tears, and give us comfort and assistance. Yeah. Mary, may the collective tonight hear their heartbeat and hear a passed over voice to help them in this new direction. Yeah, because if you don't slow down, you're not going to hear it, see? A lot of you are being tested right now. In the last reading, I said I saw a white squirrel, so I knew I was being tested. And it wasn't until I slowed way down, okay? Because I was going to do something. Because I knew that they didn't want me to get help, like, monetarily right now. That they were testing me to see what she does. And so I had a couple options. One was going to kill me financially. I think the interest rate on it alone would have made someone go, why would you do that? And when you think about it, it's that old mind of thought that I need a resolution now, right now. No, you don't. But it was that old, I got into that old, well, I got to just take care of it. No, you don't. Because the mercy and love of God is on me, and they'll make a way. Okay. So don't run out there and do payday loans and things. And I mean, that's like putting more penalty on you than karma. I mean, that's like making the insult to injury. That's making it worse on you when you don't deserve that debt. You don't deserve that. But it's almost like you get in this like, well, what am I going to do? And, manifest. I don't have days to manifest, and that takes time. And I don't have, well, yeah, I know it does. And there is, well, I don't have all the tricks in the book. Well, nobody does. But you'd be surprised how much you'll obtain if you just listen to the wisdom of those passed over. In the middle of making these hard, you should just stop. And that's what I told the lady this morning. I says, well, can I just, get back to you? She said, oh, yeah, sure. So I changed my mind on it because I thought, no, I don't need any more debt. I don't deserve it, and that's hard when, when of course, you'd get then you just kick it the rest of the day and, oh, life is great. But I was happy that I listened to that internal wisdom from the ancestors. So the cards right now, we got 8:58 on the clock. It's a lot better than yesterday. I'll just say that, okay? For October 1st, there's this magician, okay? Well, the 9 degrees Libra is the high priestess, and it's like she has caught this person, okay? Now, this happens to be, the magician card happens to be the birthday of Bonnie Parker, who was Clyde's partner, Bonnie and Clyde. So this is the actual person born on this first day of October. Yeah, that's her birthday. And it's the high priestess knows the strength of this person. They're equals. They go toe to toe because he's a magician and this person's an intuitive. They do the same kind of school of thought using tools that their ancestors left them. But now the high priestess calls out this Bonnie Parker, I think I think you got away with a few things here, okay? And she's in that 9 degrees, which is this true artist is recognized, but she's recognized in silence because nobody knows that she has the Bonnie Parker character cornered. Nobody knows that, see? So to the universe and to the outside world, it's like it's all done in silence, okay? So the crossing energy is this 3 degrees Libra moon. And this is making us quantum qualified. And what do I mean by quantum qualified? Well, the hermit has realized that this one person had a heartbeat, okay? Well, that heartbeat transcended timelines with the actions this person took, which I really thought was cool when they were explaining that to me, because it's like your heart was trapped in a tetrameter. And what's a tetrameter? Well, it bounces between different moments, minutes, hours, and that's what that. So you never know. The universe is trying to tell me, look, you'll never know when your specific heartbeat was affecting many, many cycles of things. So I like that because that proves that that person was listening to the past over ones, you know. So Mercury up here is going to be 10 degrees Libra, and this Mercury feels the earth move. Like by Carole King, I feel the earth move under my feet. Yeah, that's totally Mercury tonight. He can feel it. So he's going to break it down with some of the info he receives. And then I think I missed Jupiter yesterday. I'm so sorry, Jupiter. But see, Jupiter again tells me there are just some things I don't feel like expanding on. And that's one that has Jupiter sent out some karma. Because he sent all that karma to Saturn and to Neptune. Like, dude, no, I'm not going to make your twin for you. That's what's... So Jupiter didn't mind. He wasn't offended. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed you. But today, it's some kind of influence of this organization that this magician is in. He kind of wants to examine the influence of these people. Okay? And then you come down here, and we've got Mars, 15 degrees Cancer. And he's asking the question, I owe something to humanity? You know, because most of us don't think like that. You think, well, I don't owe anything to anybody. But, you know, being here on Earth, we try and give back. And so he's kind of questioning that. Like, what did you leave behind, you know, kind of stuff. And then Venus is 11 degrees Scorpio. And she faces a loss with grace. She truly does. Because she knows she used all the wisdom up here. Okay. But there might be a moment to just kind of process or transpose that feeling of defeat, because for Venus, actually, it was huge what she achieved. So then you come over here to Saturn, Pisces retrograde, just this acceptance of this story. This was a story of somebody using magic to remove something. Let's say it's this person that was of beauty. You know, does Saturn accept that because this person needed money? I mean, that's what Saturn's asking. Like, is that okay to do because this person needed the money? Yeah. Because this isn't just this dude that's done that. You know, that's happened all throughout history. And then Uranus has this tower. We've got this sun. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Neptune has a good story for you. And then Pluto up here wants to talk about Edgar Allan Poe, Telltale Heart. Yeah. And then again, your destiny is this strength. You have to stand in that strength. Listen to that small, still voice while justice is being figured out. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that small, still voice that, you know, when you can just feel your breathing in your heart and you're like, oh, yeah, I can slow down. It's so worth it to slow down just for one moment and think, what are they telling me? And that's why Mercury tonight, I can feel the earth move. Like, I feel the sky tumbling down, tumbling down. I love Carole King. Yeah, you can feel it. And you may not be in the direct line of this destruction, whatever this is, but, you know, God has prepared our hearts for this. Like, look, I'm trying to send you some signals. Can you at least pick up on the signals for me? So, yeah, I did read the runes tonight, and the divine masculine is in the middle. He's right smack in the middle of the sun and a star. So he's almost like eclipsing the light for that star right now. And so he's sitting right. So there's somebody that might be like interfering with who you are, what your voice is. and does it surprise any of you? No. But then there's lots of chatter out and about unknown secrets. The chatter in the environment is all about what is not known, because everyone wants to know, well, what is the truth, And again, if you have passed over loved ones, you can ask them and just be really still and be really quiet. And, because a lot of you have made these choices that weren't the norm. You followed something that nobody else was. They were like, why are you doing that? You look stupid. And you realized it's okay because I think I'm doing what's right. Yeah. And for your own consciousness alone, that'll get you some spiritual points that help you when you're making these really hard decisions. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, what's this say? There's a scale. Yeah, you're being evaluated on this scale right now. Like we all were tested in this, all of us, this game. Confirmation with the bird. Got to cut him off there a little bit. But we were all tested, okay? We all had different roles. You could have been a helper to a person that was confused, or you could have been a made funner. You made fun of the person being confused. I mean, you love them, It's hard enough that you're confused, you don't know what, and then someone's going to make fun of you because of it. Wow. So anyway, this was all evaluated, like how you treated people during this, And it was important for the Most High to know your heart. He saw what you did, but he wanted to know the motive in the heart, see? So, yeah, because we're in this judgment. Yeah. And you would hate to do anything or something that you'll never want to pick yourself back up. And that's what Pluto talks about, Edgar Allan Poe tonight. He's talking about this telltale heart where this person is verbalizing, look, I've murdered somebody. And then the story of this telltale heart, the character, how it recovers from that, how he justifies that or what have you. So, just tell us about this magician, ancestors, that the high priestess has caught. She's this true artist, but she's being recognized in silence. Yeah, she's being recognized in silence. But she caught Bonnie Parker, man. She caught the, aren't you the one with Clyde? That's what she's saying right now. Which was huge. Okay, so it looks like the first one that came out was this one. Yeah. You didn't think that you'd win this. You just thought you were screaming in the wind. Yeah. But the divine saw that and how the odds were stacked against you, and you didn't really have this team of professionals to help you, but you had a team of people that loved you. So you just kept going off of that love because this wasn't easy to be a part of, truly. No. And then the other two that came out was this, something from the past that they juggled. Yeah. Whatever this magician did, they thought that they were clever enough that it would stay in the past. Six of Cups. They thought whatever juggling I did perform, surely it was enough to keep this hidden. See, it won't come up because of all of his fancy work. Now, what I find interesting as the center of this reading is these are equals going toe to toe. Okay, they just do things a little differently, adhere to different tools, you might say. They use different tools. But what we can identify right away, though, is this is no greater of a person morally. They're pretty much equal. Like, yeah, I have an incredible amount of sin in my life that I've tried to redeem myself from, and same with this person. Well, yeah, I made some crazy, stupid choices, but I'm trying to redeem myself. So it was just the fact that But something something, because of these two energies fighting all the time, it produced this Hermit investigated it, and it did produce some really crazy stuff. So this is you're quantum qualified once you know this information, because it's not going to look good coming out and about. I'll just tell you that. But it may not come out about, and that's what the Hermit has to evaluate. Is this this person's heartbeat she didn't know it was in a tetrameter, where it was reverberating over timelines. This action that this person took to follow just the small, still voice. And the Hermit catches it. So what's the Hermit? So we got this magician who thought he had done enough work to keep it hidden. And then what's the Hermit think? What's the Hermit think? The Hermit got some laughs out of you, collective. They have enjoyed your sense of humor. Well, that's how you healed a lot of you. Yeah, the Hermit found a lot of foolish people. Yeah, foolish. No behavior was modified whatsoever. Because they weren't hurt enough, see? If you modified your behavior at all, it was because you couldn't take it anymore. It was too painful, okay? And where do you go when you're, you know what I mean? You just kick it and you start, yeah, what do you think? What's going on? Yeah. So your ops were never that uncomfortable. They had a huge amount of support around them to keep juggling the ball wherever that card went. Did I put it away? I probably did, yeah. Yeah, the juggling continued, and they never were in a position to modify their behavior. Okay, but you never know. Because their heartbeat was in a tetrameter too. It was affecting timelines. It was affecting, yeah. That kind of helps you slow down and make wiser choices, okay? When you realize, oh my gosh, it's just this little tiny thing that I do. And it's huge. Because a lot of you didn't realize I was a part of a royal bloodline. I was a part of a very special bloodline. You didn't know that. And now you're finding that out. And that's probably why, for certain people in the collective, these little small things went a huge way. You're like, wow. So Mercury up here is saying, well, I can feel the earth move. I can feel it, collective, whatever you did. The Emperor is in this card for Mercury tonight. 10 degrees Libra is Pancho Villa, which Pancho in 1878 was a hero, a patriot, but he also was a murderer and a thief. Yeah, Pancho Villa, he was a general, Mexican general, but he was raiding and pillaging. And so it's like, well, in history, do we think of Pancho as this heroic, person, or do we narrow it down to actually what had occurred? Because some of these people you've unearthed are legends already. And so you've kind of changed the script on some of these legends, okay? And it doesn't sit pretty with the books. Mercury has to break it down. One of the things I know Mercury's doing is he's trying to look at it like, how you'll qualify yourself as like if I lived in Oregon, I'd say, well, I'm an Oregonian, okay? And then you can break it down further. Well, I'm a Multinomian, because that happens to be your county. Or I'm a Portlandian, because I live in Portland. And you know how you just break it down even further and further. And what Mercury realizes is, well, I almost have to pull it even further out. Like, is your heart even qualified for human life? Because truly, if you're a part of these subgroups, then the first one that's important is your heart making decisions for the benefit of humanity. If it's not, then don't put yourself in all these little groups that you think you can adhere to. Because there were certain individuals that were judged during this process that, oh yeah, they shouldn't have, no. But see how they just slipped in? Oh, well, I pay taxes here, right? So I can call myself, yeah, you pay taxes here. And you're also a Pancho Villa. Pancho Villa that steals, kills, and destroys on some levels too. Now, Pancho Villa was a celebrated hero, okay? But we had to get real with the crimes he was a part of. Yeah. So Mercury, you're feeling the earth move. I think it has to do with this emperor. It might be the one in the rune reading that is standing between a star and the sun. It cost them their job. Okay, so who they hired. Okay, so the emperor may still have his job, but whoever they hired to keep you out of direct line of traffic, it might have cost that person's job. Okay, all right. So there was a lot of work. They had a choice. Oh yeah, hard choice too. I got Lover's card twice. So they went over this decision a couple times. Even a couple times in your journey, it might have switched up a little bit. Who they hired to keep your words off the street. Yeah, keep it off the street. We don't need to hear that. We don't need to hear that anymore. Because you were probably revealing Pancho Villa's, well, I know he's this great dude and all, but seriously. And Spirit wants me to tell you that because even with these two here, and that's why I said these guys are equals, you know, truly. But this 9 degrees Libra and this 1st of October, I think 9 degrees Libra happens to be Gandhi's birthday. But, you know, even if you read about Gandhi, he wasn't perfect, okay? There were some things that he processed in his personal life that are, you know, would maybe upset some of you who would read it. Like, well, why would he process it like that? I don't know, you know. But it was, a lot of it was how he was raised. Like he was just raised that, you know, that the English were the highest civilized, the Indians were moderately civilized, and then if you were African, you weren't civilized at all. That was just kind of the caste system that was in place that was put on him since birth. That was what the environment put around him all the time. Now think of that in your head. Oh, okay, so you're what, you know, to put people in one of those 3 categories. Well, you're not even civilized, so I don't have, you know what I mean? So he had to kill that. He had to kill that. And that was brought up since his birth. That's how he was taught. So Gandhi wasn't perfect, okay? He had a lot of purification himself to do. But his actions spoke really loud when he said, I don't want to be a slave to what's going on here. I want us free. We don't need this forced labor here. We don't need to believe these things. Yeah, Gandhi did a lot. So his actions spoke louder than some of the struggles he went through. He went through some struggles. But yeah, never put anyone on this absolute platform like, oh yeah, because then you read about what, you know, how they process some things and you're like, oh my Lord, you wouldn't believe it. So okay, so somebody went to a lot of work. They went to a lot of work and they had a couple different choices. They always had another, yes, thank you. They had a way out. Do you see how Lover's card came out twice? They always had a way out and they never took it. They just kept the grind. They kept it going. 7 of coins. They kept it going. And they kept staring at those coins like, well, one of them's going to pop. Like this person just was determined that there's something that I'm going to benefit. Yeah. And yet they gave him out after out after out to stop. Please stop that. Okay. Didn't take that choice. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Mercury. Is there anything else collective should know, Mercury, for tonight? While they're feeling the earth move. While you're, there's a doctor. Oh, okay. Records. Doctor records. Yeah, lots of tomfoolery with the records. Financial and medical. Okay. Isn't it interesting that, you know, things that you had relied upon. It's this dude right here. This dictator of crisis. That it was finally destroyed. See, this dictator who knew had to upset you and your financial, well, we'll just call us, you know, we'll cut that payment off. They won't know. They won't know how to resolve it. But this person had speed dial black books of people who to contact. Yeah, no big deal. Because they went to the top of the top and said, I need this, blah, 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 and made up their version of events regarding you, collective. And all of a sudden, oh, I don't get that check now. Okay, cool. Wow. Great. Great. And you had done nothing like that, you know? And they're probably thinking, well, it's because you don't have the craftiness. Oh, I'm sure. But I didn't want those kind of points with the Most High. Like that's how I resolved this, is I called him myself and figured it out. And no, because I don't want any hand in the pot that was stirred by my ops. I don't want it. I don't want any association with it. And it looks better when they go back and they look over your records, because yeah, this person never set foot in this bank. This person never set foot in here. This person never made that call. You know, the further you are from it, the better you look. While they were manipulating like little strings, records. Yeah. Oh, so-and-so has a disease. So-and-so has a, wow. Okay. Well, when did this happen? Because that person never goes to the doctor. Yeah. Just asking, you know, kind of curious. And now they're like near death over this. Yeah. Your ops are like, they're horrified that you can call them out on it and be healed by it, I guess. But it does help to talk about it. Yeah, people went to the lengths that they did that to me. Yeah. I speak about it so that I can help you tune into things that aren't quite right. Like, why didn't I get that payment? Or why did I? Because somebody might be interfering, okay? They may have an agenda for you and they're directing the traffic, okay? That's all this is about, is to help people realize, like, this is a little bit bigger than I thought it was, because we always just brush it off like, well, that's weird. No, it's not weird. They made a call and they stopped the payment. See? Okay, Mercury, you're the best. I love you. Jupiter, I want to come to you next because I missed you last time. I know you've had a few. Yeah, I know you've had a few, Jupiter. People approaching Jupiter, yeah, that wanted to expand your doppelganger. They don't like you. They want the doppelganger. Well, why? Because cheaper is the keeper, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, it was wrong. It was wrong for them to do that. And Jupiter knows he has to do what's right. That's why he gave karma tonight to Saturn and Neptune. I have to do what's right. That's what Jupiter says right now. Yeah. As sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti, I seek to cure what's deep inside. Frightened of this thing I have become. Frightened of this thing I have become. Yeah, that's a lyric from Toto, the Rains in Africa. But there's something about seeking, okay, because he's looking at that club. He's looking at this organization. What is it about this organization that we can't expose this evil? This is atrocious, what Jupiter found out. And what they want him to expand on, by the way. Like, that's his job. That's what he does. Jupiter expands things. And he cannot, in good faith, he's blindfolded now. He's like, there is no way. I'm feeling the vibration of this as just rotten. Okay? And yet you come to me and you want me to expand this. Are you kidding me? Jupiter's horrified. Yeah. Train just blew a whistle. They need to take ownership of this, even though it's a secret society. But they're attached to some very public things. Okay, that's why this. Yeah, thank you, Jupiter. I need the highest vibration from Jupiter. What do you want to tell collective about this influence of this organization? Yeah, why? Okay, yeah. Jupiter's asking, why are we suppressing the voice of the collective, which happens to be the only voice of reason? Yeah. You're the only one keeping people alive, collective. And this is all what? New World Order? Just, if they don't make it, too sad, so sad. Too bad, so sad. No, they're a heartbeat. And for the first time, if you are tuned in to quantum, the dynamic of being in a quantum, like you're over certain layers of time, okay? There's many dimensions. Maybe he realizes, oh, this is going to affect a huge amount of people. Yeah, it wasn't just one, like, well, hey, I don't think we need this person. Kick beauty out. Yeah, we don't need beauty because I'm the beast, man. And so they kicked this beauty out, what God had put here. And that has happened time after time after time, where God's watched people just, well, why? And he's thinking to himself, why do I put anything beautiful on earth if all they're going to do is desecrate it? That's what he's thinking. Yeah. Okay, Jupiter. So tell me, there's a Brendan. Brendan might have been part of blocking your messages, the voice of reason. There might have been a Brendan involved that was blocking a voice of reason, a voice that was saving lives, a voice that was doing nothing but telling people, look, this should not happen to anybody else. Yeah. Brendan is now 10 of Swords, okay? Brendan was influenced by this dude, okay? Very much so, okay? And it is hard. It is hard. I'm telling you this because I just went through this morning, okay? I thought, oh, I got a title to my vehicle. I'll just go get a couple hundred, you know, and I'll just go to one of those payday places. My God, when I saw the interest on it, I thought, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to be paying that back like a year from now for the amount that they were approving. I'm like, no. So I backed up. But that's how Satan gets you, see, is, well, you need it right now. It'll take care of all your problems right now. Well, I'm sure it will. If I want to be this in a year, you know, you gotta think long term. You know, I know you're pinched. I know it hurts, but that's how they get you in those deals like that. See, and then you don't have anyone to blame but yourself. And I'm so glad that, you know, it came to a point where, because at first I didn't want to do that, but then it got to the point, well, this fight, they have bought too much time. They've bought too much time. So Brendan must have been a king of cups, with a secret. Yeah. He was told a version of events and given many, many choices, okay? Many, many choices to back out of this evil deal. We really don't think you should be doing that. We really don't think you should be a part of that. Not once, not twice, but 3 times at least. And they wouldn't stop watching the Pentacles. Okay, so he was breadcrumbed is what they're telling me. He was breadcrumbed just enough over a period of time that he could lean on that, see? And that was helping him. But now he has the interest due. And he's like, you're kidding me. Yeah, now the interest on that is due. And he probably doesn't deserve it, but he's thinking back to all these times where he could have called it quits. He had a choice. He could have just said, it's not for me. I'm sorry, I can't help you out. Yeah, maybe he was intimidated by this dude. Maybe he thought, I really don't want this dude doing magic on me. Yeah, do any of us. That's when you learn to, but see, if he would have made that choice to get out, his ancestors would have helped him to raise up and fight the magic. Because we all have to fight it, you know, and you'll learn to be really good at it at some point. Okay, thank you, Jupiter. I'm so sorry about yesterday. So Venus and Mars. Venus has 11 degrees Scorpio. She's humble tonight. She's humble. Yes. I'm making the best decisions I can, but this may be just chalk it up for the powerful ones. Yeah. Because like I say, they can spin this any way they want. They can modify punishment. Isn't that interesting? Now, we don't know what the Most High will do with them, but we know that in the world that we're in, that happens, see? So Venus is just accepting that. She's, the Sabian symbol for this 11 degree Scorpio is a person drowning that gets help. Somebody helps that person, throws them a limb from a tree so they can, you know. And that's all it is. Don't feel like it's quicksand. Don't feel like, you know, I'm going to be in here struggling for a long time. But it is this Sabian symbol of thank God I got the right mind. Yeah. So tell me about this. The Japanese emperor from 1867 has his birthday. Michito Meiho Tenno. He was a Japan emperor, and he brought Japan to the world front. Like he Yeah, he made Japan better, okay? He was only 15 when he became emperor, but he did enough for Japan that it became like they noticed it on the map suddenly. Like, what is this Japan all about? So this is a very powerful Sabian symbol degree to be in. So even though you feel like there's this loss, it's actually the Most High empowering you, okay? Don't freak out that you're drowning. And, you know, and that's, again, psychologically, because there's a bigger, okay. There was something bigger, okay, that he wanted Venus to tune into besides her struggle, her temporary moment of this isn't comfortable. You know, you have those moments, this isn't comfortable. And that's when you make really crummy choices. It's because you just want to be comfortable again. Well, what did it cost me? You know what I mean? Wouldn't it just be better to, yeah, exactly. Nine of Swords, yeah. If you make an immediate choice, it'll do nothing but bring heartache. Well, this is dumb. I don't want to deal with it. Just put my name down as whatever. And then you find out, well, yeah, you're on the list now of people to watch for terrorism. You didn't even know what you were, because you weren't paying attention. But that's the smallest choices can get you this Nine of Swords, see? Who's this Nine of Swords for Venus tonight? There's some love coming for Venus, okay? There's some love coming for Venus. Justice, yeah. So, okay, good. Thank you guys so much. You might be feeling twinges of this. Like this has been a long, hard road. I'm not really digging it. No, especially when it looks like the Hermit, quantumly speaking, has to do this silently. It's all very, very silent. Is that not interesting? That disturbs the Hermit. It does. And Jupiter especially, because I'm not going to expand this other thing, you know. But yeah, you've got some justice coming in. So I'm telling you, just that smallest choice, and you'll get rewarded in a way you cannot fathom. It'll shock you. Okay, so 15 degrees Cancer for Mars. I owe something to humanity? Like Mars is really confused. Like what do you mean? Well, it's what you leave behind, okay? Maybe that's why you joined this group, is because you realize I don't really have a lot of time left on Earth, and I want to do something cool. I want to do something cool for my fellow man. You know, I survived uranium exposure, so I thought, you know, it's probably a miracle I'm here. So yeah, I kind of want to do something cool for somebody else. You know what I mean? It's those moments between life and death when you realize your heart beats in a tetrameter, that it's like reverberating, that you think, okay, it's counting right now. It counts. So Mars wants to count, but he doesn't understand. Like, he's trying to get enlightened on this chariot tonight. How he does this. He feels like a stranger in a strange land. That's how Mars feels, because he's never thought of it like that before. He's never thought of it like, and Jupiter knows. Jupiter is a big planet. It knows. Man, I could just feel the vibration off of that. I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. He could feel it. And Mars is starting to get it. Because see, Mars moves, he moves fast. Mars moves fast. You know, he's going to be in Leo before we know it. He really is. So he's got to get something right in this. He's in the house of Cancer. So what can I learn from this house of Cancer? Well, it's home. Okay. He was focused on his home, his stability. Okay. And the Chariot comes along and says, well, whoa. Remember, you're part of all these subgroups. Did you even think about the people's homes in Multnomah County or in the state of Oregon? No, he just thought of this particular block, just the block that I live on. That's my house. That's all I care about. Well, because he thinks like that, now there's karma coming, and it's affecting many around him. Yeah, because of his actions being so selfish like that. See, when your heart is pure and you start pouring it out, then good things happen all around you, usually, or at least protects you from this bad stuff coming at you. And he wasn't thinking like that. One for all. Yeah, that's one, just him. Just him. So what do the ancestors want to tell Mars? Yeah. And he was involved in some theft because he got into that mindset. Well, this is really all about me. Yeah, maybe. But you might be, that's the thing. If you have that mindset, it's just about me. Then you don't tune into the fact that, no, I have a royal bloodline. And that's huge, okay? This goes back many timelines. That's when you realize how much more important other things are than yourself. Is because of what you're protecting. He didn't think like that. He, okay, tell me what, Mars. I owe something to humanity. Strange man in a strange land. He didn't know that other people thought like that. He didn't know that. Because he's just been doing the circus act, see? Look how good I am at juggling. He's very good. He had many masks to wear because he was in many arenas, okay? And now the Chariot's pulling up and he's like, well, what mask do I put on? Because he wore so many that if the Chariot takes him out to a larger group of people, see? Well, we're doing the tour of the whole state. And then he realizes, well, this person hasn't contributed to the well-being of those other homes, just his own. So he's going to look like a tyrant. Yeah. Good luck with that, Mars. Okay. I love you, man. Now remember, Divine Masculine, you're really resonating with Jupiter tonight, okay? You're really feeling this Ten of Swords of these betrayers. Yeah. Because this is for the first group of Divine Masculines that ascended, okay? Venus only got one planet, so apparently the women were either smart or they were not. This is what it is. Okay, so Saturn has 14 degrees Pisces retrograde. Yeah, so why? Okay, he's had to accept this, that because my powers were greater, I was able to throw beauty away, get rid of it. And then he has to come along and tell, through procedure, policy, yes, this is okay to do. Yeah, he has to come up with some creative way through policy and procedure that this was done appropriately. Because he wants you to ask this question. Thank you, Saturn. If there was a deal made with the devil, okay, what if in that contract, one of the stipulations was, what if this person lives? See, the whole thing was to kill this person, right? And then we're rich. Okay, well, what if that person survives? What was the stipulation in the contract? That's what Saturn wants to know. And what he's finding out is there wasn't one. So, okay, Saturn, if there wasn't one, then why don't they just come and, conveniently, bring terror to Venus? Because, okay, because you made your voice public, they can't do that. So good for you. Collective, you knew what was smart. You knew if you had some bullies that at least you could stand up to them online and somebody would see. Well, we're seeing this person every day. They're looking okay. They're, because, yeah, policy and procedure explaining a secret theft. How does Saturn do that? Okay, because not everybody on that planet, whether he's a true planet or not, I still have to read about that. One of the readers enlightened me that this isn't a real planet. What? This one resonates to Capricorn and the number 8, which, yeah, it's horrifying to think if this isn't a real planet, then where are we getting that vibration from? So I'm not sure, but he in theory, this place is to keep you safe, okay? And now he doesn't know how to do that, explaining this secret theft. Because there was no stipulation if you survived. That didn't even enter their thought process. And collective, I know that you're bright enough. That if you were forced into this, okay? Like there were knives at you. There were 10 swords facing you. Like, look, you signed this contract. You would have at least read it and, well, what if this happens? Or what if, they didn't think like that. We have a visitor spying. Okay. He's ready. He's ready to explain the secret theft. Wow. He's ready. So he has some kind of master plan involved on how to reveal it. Okay. So Uranus wants to remind Mars tonight of this karma he has accrued. So Mars has this karma over here for continuously trying to war for these possessions. Continually using the person in the active participant, okay? And these thoughts and plans. They did this so long. They're doing it today, obviously, because they still have karma for it. What does Uranus want to tell us? That it's hurting them. Yeah, it's hurting them right now. The longer they kept that up. Yeah. Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley was actually a Virgo. But Uranus wants me to remind you of Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein. Okay, so you go to this length to build this Frankenstein, okay? And now you can't face it. Dude, you spent a lot of time and effort doing that. So, and now they want to pretend they didn't have anything to do with it. Wow. Maybe they should have thought. And the same with the Neuralink. We had some really wealthy people on board for that project. If we chip them, this is for their safety, what have you. But the very first time they go to run the test and they do it without any respect to humanity. They were evil with it. Watching people take showers, whatever. Yeah, and that was meant to be devised for safety, okay? And they ruined it. Everyone's gonna have a bad taste in their mouth if you talk about chips now. If it would have been introduced correctly, we would be like, okay, let me learn more about that. You know what I mean? But we can't now because, we see how it's abused. Uranus, what do you want to tell me about this Frankenstein? Yeah, they're not ready to face the Frankenstein that they created. They created this, okay? They also bumped you up, collective. So you can thank them for that. Yeah, thank you for making me a spiritual warrior of the century. That's what you feel like, huh? I can face all the goblins. Just send them over. Well, you probably could. I mean, you faced a lot. Uranus wants to tell you there's a choice. Okay. This might be the test, the white squirrel. This might be the divine choice or test for you, is that this choice in love, this choice in partnership, a choice in collaboration. Because it's coming from Uranus, it has to resonate to your talent. Because the star is very important to Uranus. He doesn't want to be given the counterfeit star, okay? Uranus doesn't want the counterfeit. Uranus will make sure, because he's the planet of chaos and unexpected events, that the counterfeit get conveniently left on an island somewhere. Mm-hmm. He will think of something because he doesn't want the twin. And he wants you to pass this test, so he's warning you about this choice and this collaboration. Yeah, I don't know. If it comes out of the blue really weird, then yeah, no, say no. I mean, it should be like this little step, you know what I mean? Like slow and steady, hey, I'm liking your videos, or hey, yeah, I'm like, you know what I mean? And then a month later, hey, have you ever thought of blah, blah, blah? Oh, okay, yeah. You know what I mean? Something like that. But these people are desperate right now. They want you in contract. They want to bind you. It's too late. Okay, do you want to tell collective about this choice? What's this choice involve? They want it. Yeah, yep. Because there's an emperor that wants to bring this quickly to you in regard to your talent. There's an emperor that knows that you're the ace of coins. And he wants to make things fair because he sees you being fair. So I'm going to be transparent with you. Look, I'm just trying to make this fair. If you're uncomfortable, I completely understand. So because he wants to celebrate with you, not with his little shady group, apparently. And maybe this emperor isn't a part of the shady group. I don't know. Is the emperor the part of the shady group? Yeah. Yeah, there's some leader that saw you treat this absolutely on the up and up. And they're in judgment. Is this emperor in judgment? Is that why he's doing this? Okay, yeah. He needs to fix some karma, but he wants to do it for the right reasons. He's telling me that. He's coming on behalf of a King of Pentacles. Great. Who's this King of Pentacles? See, when the person can't come forward themselves, then you should, yeah. So he's sending a liaison. He's sending this emperor, which probably has a lot more, you know, rank, and, you know, collective will be like, wow, this is so cool. When all it was to hide behind the emperor. And did they accept? Please tell me. Please tell. Because he's worried. I don't know, collective. Yeah, no, I'd say no to it. Ten of Swords. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you want that for your own sense of function, purpose, destiny. But believe me, the Most High will see you or keep these people away from you making that choice. He will. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. So something's in the sun tonight for Neptune. Neptune wants me to ask you about this. Yeah, Neptune doesn't want you to be surprised, because in 1889, there was an Archduke, Rudolph of Austria. Okay. Rudolph of Austria had a hunting lodge, and he was found in a murder-suicide at his hunting lodge. Okay. And this is royal blood. Okay. And they come to the hunting lodge, the law enforcement, and they've determined it's a murder-suicide. Okay? But they don't want, because he's the Archduke of Austria, they don't want him to go down in history as, you know, killing this person, because it happens to be like an 18-year-old girl. So he was having a liaison in the hunting lodge with this 18-year-old girl, and then they find him in this murder-suicide. So what it was theoried is that she had created some kind of, like, you know, like, why am I your hidden partner? Why am I always meeting you here instead of the palace? You know, she was probably a little hurt by that. And he shut her up. Yeah. And then he shot himself because he realized, oh my God, what have I just done? Okay. So this is what's interesting, and why I have to tell you this story from 1889 is because he was a respected royal, they actually put a stick in this girl and put her in the carriage. Her dead body, okay? They put a stick in her and put her in the carriage so that when people would see the carriage pass by, it looked like a live person. Yeah. That's the lengths it was to protect the bloodline. Wow. Pretty shady, huh? Yeah. Is that all you want me to tell them? Don't be surprised at the lengths, because they have enjoyed the rose-colored glasses. They've enjoyed those glasses way too much. Yeah. And when they come off, they're going to come off. Yeah. Thank you, Neptune. Yeah, they kept extra pairs of those glasses. My God, they had 4 or 5 pairs in the car. You know, you open their jockey box. They had them everywhere. They had to keep those glasses on, because that was the reality they had accepted, see? It's nuts. So, okay, Edgar Allan Poe has 29 degrees Capricorn for his birthday. And there's something in the sun about this piece of literature, about this person who also, like Neptune, has revealed that this was a murder. Yeah, the dude, Telltale Heart, I don't know if you've read it, but he watched this dude for like weeks before he did it, which is suspicious enough. You know, like, if you have to watch somebody, like, what's the big deal? And it was over something really minor, that he didn't like this person, but he decides to spy on them for an extended period of time. Okay. And then he one night goes in and kills the guy. But the guy, the murderer was kind of paranoid, because he could swear he could hear that guy's heart beating. He could swear it, even after he'd murdered the dude. So he hid the body in the floorboards, so, you know, and then he still could hear the heartbeat. So Pluto wants to remind you again, why your heart being stuck in a tetrameter is kind of cool. Because not only are you affecting timelines, but you're waking people up. Okay. The law enforcement did show up there, and the murderer was so paranoid he finally just admitted it. I know what you're hearing. It's right here. It was in his own head, but he couldn't take it. That's how powerful your heartbeat is. Okay. And don't underestimate it. So the guy turned himself in. Thank you, Edgar Allan Poe. What do you want to tell Collective about this? Yeah, don't underestimate your heartbeat. The lives you're changing. There's some confusion. Yeah, your ops are confused at how powerful your heartbeat really is, actually. That it speaks for humanity, quality of human life. And yet here you are, like, yeah, there's a magician who's confused. Is this magician the emperor? A magician connected to a legacy. Yeah, he's having to pull a lot of strength, and he sees how strong you were during this war. He cannot believe it. He cannot believe that your heart is that strong against that magician, who happens to be a confused leader now of a secret society. He's very confused at this outcome. Okay, you did a few things that were not normal. Okay, and now he owes you. Something's due. Something's due now. Yeah. Okay, so thank you guys. I almost have it done here for you. So we got the strength for the North Node, and then justice for the healer. What do you want to tell Collective about their destiny? Okay. So you probably are going to cover and pass the test to get to your destiny. I'm just telling you. Because you submitted this to God. You submitted the will of this to God, and you died to gain. You died to self. You died. You were humble. Yeah. You said whatever. I accept it. I accept it. Yeah. So you learned a lot. So you're going to be covering some destiny here. You know, it's not like this arrival point where you just walk in destiny every single day, 24 hours a day. I mean, it might be that way, but it's like you're going to clip it tonight because there was a little piece of it you figured out, and you'll feel it. You know, it's like everything in life is so circular, but it's like you go back, you know, and you'll get more of that destiny. But that's what was meant for you, see, is that you clip it at least so that you feel it. Because they want you to feel what you were put on earth to do. Your function, your destiny. You're supposed to be feeling that, okay? So tell me how they're going to get there. Because you're talented. Yeah, heck yeah. Well, it's your heart. You just have a pure heart, you know. People needed to hear what you were saying. And you were just genuine about it. Yeah. They're suggesting that you use this choice to rest and let the past over ones work some of this destiny down to you, just like little stardust for you. I love you, Collective. Happy Tuesday.